Welcome to C2C Community. This is a real estate mentorship community, and your family's finances is at the foundation. I want to thank all of you who've been supporting this community. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do so you can get important alerts as we put out our videos. Every Friday, we'll be giving you hot topics on real estate. Owning a home is part of the American dream, but most of the time, excitement overrides the reality. You need to be able to match that excitement with real data. This is the only way that you'll be able to navigate through this process. I call it the most complicated financial decision you will ever make is owning a home. Make sure you do your homework. It's all about planning. That's why today our topic is about what public data to ask your realtor. I can understand we all want the gated community, drive-through, we all want the jacuzzi, but all these things become fantasy after you get into the home. Make sure you ask the right questions. And by the time you make this decision, you are happy. It's not a decision for one day, for 1 month, for 1 year. And on an average, people live in their home for 10 years. So you want to make sure you have the right tools for you to make that decision. So if I were you, before I buy a home, depending on why you're buying a home, it could be your first time home, it could be an investment property, it could be a vacation property where you want to use it for an Airbnb. But these are the questions I will ask for my realtor. Number one, the demographics, race, ethnicity, professional demographics, income levels, age and marital status, gender ratio. If you are very curious, you may also want to talk about the single versus married couple, proximity index. Some people want to live in an area where in 2 minutes they want to be on major highway. In 5 minutes they want to be on major highway. So this could be a major decision for some people. Crime statistics. If crime is an issue for you, you may want to know how many homicides they had last year, how many robbery they had last year, how many burglary cases they had last year. Different people have different things they worry about, but those information, they're out there for you and they really help out. About the real estate market in that particular area. What are the things you talk about when we talk about real estate? You want to find out about the owner occupancy ratio. If, for example, you're an investor and you're looking to invest in an area where you want to put the house out for rent, you may want to know the ratio, the owner occupancy ratio. How many people in this subdivision, how many of them owners actually live in the house, and how many of them are actually renting the house? That will give you some kind of an idea. You want to look at average home prices, home value trends. For the past 2 years, how has the property here appreciated? Within the next 3 to 5 years, what is the projection? How are properties here projected in terms of their value in the next 3 to 5 years? That too will be very important for you. Because remember, you're not just buying a home, it is an investment as well. You want to build equity in your home over time. Average rental prices. What if tomorrow I happen to find a job in Alaska and I have to move to Alaska? What happens to my house? I'm not able to sell the house as quick as I want. I may want to think about putting in a rent. So what are the average rental prices in this area? That will help you as well. The home value trends will actually give you a 3 to 5 years predictive value. These are the questions I would ask my realtor. And this is the question I would want to research by myself. You can research about the demographics. You can research about the real estate. You can all do that on neighborhood scout.com. You just enter the house information or the subdivision information, and you can see a lot of variables that will help you make an informed decision. 2, I'll ask my realtor, what are my out-of-pocket fees? This will help me to plan as we go through this process. Fees may include what? Inspection fees. You want to make sure the house you're buying has no roof problem, has no foundation problem. There's a fee for that. Appraisal fees. Before the lender give you that huge chunk of money, they want to make sure that that house is worth the money they're going to give you. Option fee. Option fee is a fee you give the seller after negotiating for the property. Once we have an executed contract, you tell the seller, I'm going to give you $100, $150 within 7 days. Let me do inspection, and I will come back for us to negotiate on the inspection items. You also want to find out what's the earnest money. Earnest money is the good faith payment you make after negotiating on the contract, after signing the contract. You have to take the contract, your realtor takes that contract with the earnest money and deposit to the title company. The earnest money is credited to you at closing. The option fee, you can negotiate with the seller for this option fee to be credited to you at closing as well. But the inspection fee, the appraisal fee, and the credit fees, I will call it, your loan officer sometimes will require a fee from you to pull your credit, to determine your debt to income ratio, and issue a pre-approval letter. There's a fee for that. So these are all out-of-pocket fees. The sex offender registry in the subdivision and in the neighborhood where you're going to live. For some people, this is very, very important. That record is a public record. You can access it at records.tx.dps.us/sex offender registry. Once you go there, you put the address of the house you're looking to buy or the subdivision name. Is going to spell out every sex offender, and it gives them by profile from low to high. So you know your environment and know exactly what you're getting to. I think that is very, very important for your safety. To some people, they don't matter, but to some people, this is prime information. Number 4, this is so important for most people, it's about the school rankings. If you ask my personal opinion, I would tell you school rankings is overrated. Okay? I think the best education starts from home. You give your kids the best education at home. But again, you want to make sure that your kids are going to a school that you're comfortable with. This is the number 1 question I get from about 80 to 90% of my buyers over the years. How about the schools? This is something you can also check by yourself. What are you looking at? You are looking at test scores, demographics, the teacher-student ratio. You're looking at the graduation rate is very important. You want to be able to benchmark the graduation rate for whatever school your child will be going to. All of this information about your school, you can find them on analyze.txschools.gov. That is where you can get information about your school rankings. Very, very important. You want to know if your home is in a flood zone. And the only way you're going to know, you have to go to msc.fema.gov/portal/home. And you can put your home address there, and it will tell you exactly if your home is on a flood zone or not. But I would advise, regardless of whether your home is in a flood zone or not. In Houston, it is always advisable for you to get flood insurance because Harvey taught us very, very uncontrollable lessons. But at least it's good to know that your house is in a flood zone or not, because in a flood zone, then you're required to have flood insurance. Some people, for example, who live in Florida, they just want 365 days of sunshine. To them, that is very, very important if they're going to move anywhere. So where can you find that information? You can go to weather.com, where you get statistics on humidity, annual rainfall, local weather, and here you'll find valuable all year round information about the weather in the particular area, if to you that is of concern. Some people just want to know what facilities are around their home. Some people just like to walk. Not everybody likes to drive on cars every day. So another important source of information will be on walkscore.com. What will you get on WalkScore? You get bike trails, you get parks, you get restaurants, sports bars, transit route, metro, bus, parking, especially for people who they do carpooling to go to work. They want to make sure that they have a space where they can park their cars. Depending on your preferences, these are all valuable information. You have to make sure you have them down before making a decision about getting your house. Your Realtor can help you a lot in finding this. Another point to consider is how homes in that particular subdivision, how they have appreciated in the past 10 years. Like I said before, an average homeowner, first-time homeowner, will stay in their home for at least 7 to 10 years before selling their house. You want to know how homes in that particular area have appreciated within the past 10 years. That can give you an idea on how your own home will perform in the next 10 years as well. And if you go to zillow.com/home values, you will get that information about pricing, predictive home value appreciation for the past 10 years. That can give you an idea of what your home could be selling for in the future. You have to make sure that you weather down the excitement and let reasoning take over. Ask the right questions to your realtor. Do your own research, be it from the demographic standpoint, be it from the safety standpoint, be it from the price appreciation standpoint. If you're going to buy a home to use for maybe a vacation home or rental home, Airbnb, you want to make sure you use data to manage that process. So you are making an informed decision. It's for you and your families in the long future. You're building wealth. You're building equity. Thank you so much if you already subscribed to our channel. And please, if you have not done so, do subscribe. Every Friday, we drop videos on real hot topics on real estate. Thank you, and see you in the next video.